Welcome back. This is W Rated, the podcast where we willingly watch the world's worst rated movies. I'm sorry, guys, it's been another year. We're back with Razzies again. We're back on the road. And I do have to apologise. This is Daisy here, host, co-creator, supposed to be producer, but doesn't do it. And the girl giggling at the back is Claire, who's also the co-creator, co-host, and editor. And we're laughing because we're back in the exact same position as we was last time, but not this year.
We were called out last year as to, are we just a Razzies podcast now? And I was like, so proudly that, no, we're not.
So
we've just
defiant.
been busy. And here we are again.
Well, I have been busy. I have been diagnosed neurodivergent, which will explain a few things.
Late to the party. I did that in
I
2022.
I know, but we all suspected. It's annoying because I was going to get that like sweatshirt that said undiagnosed, but we all know, and I didn't get it in time, so now I can't have it.
I want to get, even though I'm not medicated, I want to get them medicated, but something's still not right.
Wrong time to take a sip of my drink.
But I'm not medicated, so I can't.
Well, maybe we'll try and we'll create something specifically for us, but it explains a few things. It means that I know myself a little bit better, and it means that I have asked Claire to give me some very clear actions and deadlines and some accountability. So we'll see if a bit of structure and a bit of tough love plus compassion will help me this year rather than pure chaos, which was how I was living last year.
The worst thing about all of this has been my hope, in that I have for the last 2 years been paying for, or 18 months, been paying for an Adobe Audition subscription because I keep forgetting to cancel it. And I'm like, oh, well, I've paid for it for another month, so like we'll get there. Now we're doing video, so I'm probably not even going to use Audition to edit these.
Because we've been in a bit of a stalemate's the closest I can think of as an expression to use, where, and it quite rightly, we've got a few recorded in the bank still that you haven't wanted to edit because there's no point editing and if we're not releasing yet, or releasing before we're ready to continue. So we've both kind of been ready to go, but I haven't got off the starting blocks. But
it's fine. I'm going to edit those 2 or 3 episodes with my very expensive Adobe Audition subscription, and then I'm going to cancel it because now we're doing video.
We are. So I've realised how dark it is, though. Should I put the light on?
You're very dark. I'm very bright. Is that our souls? Welcome.
It's giving Alpha Bone Blender. So that's why I'm back. All I have is a mic. I have no notes. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this episode is mainly for us to do a kickoff again for Razzies. And I think the reason I'm very determined to continue the podcast generally is because this is the moment, right? I can always do the Razzies because there's like a moment in time, a deadline, a very clear thing, right? So I'm trying to harness that momentum.
I mean, I do wish you could have harnessed this momentum in the 2 years with which Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got back together, got married, and then got divorced.
That's just a classic though, isn't it? It's like, in the time we haven't done a regular episode
where we could have done Jiggly and been culturally relevant.
People have had lifetimes. Yes. And I do apologise for that. That will.
So maybe by the time we get to Jiggly, they'll be back together again, because I do believe in them. I believe in their love.
That I think that's really true, and I think maybe there might even be forces at play that maybe if we were to do it, something might, influence the universe. So we can see. But for now, we are focusing back on our road to Razzies. So I can't believe it's come round so quickly again. We've got the nominations. And I hadn't even thought about the Oscars, which I think come out the day after.
Yeah, so the Oscar nominations are out and the award ceremony is the day after. So they announced the Razzies the day before the Oscars award ceremony.
For those that don't know what the Razzies are, or the Golden Raspberries, they're pretty much the anti-Oscars. they award the worst of the worst rather than the best of the best, which, you know, asterisks on the Oscars there based on. But then also, you know, Razzies is also skewed based on, you know, it's voting. It's all based on who is voting, and we know that each has a specific group of people with certain, you know, you have to have certain one of. I mean, I guess you have to pay to be in the academy, do you? Or is that just a?
I think you have to pay, but you also have to be invited. So, like, Ariana Grande
exclusive.
is in it because she was nominated. Now, she probably has to pay dues to be part of it, but the honour of being asked to join would be more important. And she did.
Yes. I do not think you have to be invited to be part of the Razzies membership.
Well, I'm interested now because the Trekkies have arrived in force this year. They're angry about a Star Trek movie, and that's not something I've seen in a while. And
do you think they specifically signed up then for?
I don't know. I feel like there have been, maybe there haven't been. I guess there's been a lot of Star Trek TV. There haven't been a lot of Star Trek movies in the time that we've been doing this. But it's just nice because I'm Trekkie adjacent. I grew up in a Trekkie household, so it's been part of my life, but never something I've chosen. And I like the opportunity to watch a bit of Star Trek. So,
on that note, then, shall we discuss the nominations and have a chat about like what we thought? I'm just going to finish that last point. Was that even though it's the day before the Oscars and they're like intrinsically linked, I walked past the TV at work and saw the nominations for Oscars. I was like, oh right, yeah. that thing that's happening. So you can kind of tell how which one my life is like, which my true north is now when it comes to award season. I don't know if you wanted to run us through.
Yeah, so I mean, our top nominated films are tied this year, coming in with 6 noms apiece. Are Disney's Snow White and Ice Cube's War of the Worlds. It is just called War of the Worlds, but it's just important to, you know, really make it clear that it was
Ice Cube's war.
Yeah, Ice Cube is the person involved in this. So they actually have almost identical nominations. So they are both nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screen Combo, Worst Remake, Ripoff or Sequel, and Worst Screenplay. And then Snow White has a Worst Supporting Actor nom for all of the CGI dwarfs. And War of the Worlds has a Worst Actor nom for Ice Cube. And they are actually also both in their respective combo awards. So Snow White and War of the Worlds, equal hate this year. Equal hate.
Well, I have seen both already.
I was going to say, I knew you'd seen Snow White. I didn't know you'd seen War of the Worlds. I have not seen a single one of the nominated films. I just watched Snow White this morning, but other than that, at the time of nominations, I'd not seen a single one of the films. I don't know if that's a positive thing or a negative thing.
I think I think it reflects better on you. But I say that thinking I'd seen loads of them, and I'd actually only seen 3.
Yeah.
Which is a bit disheartening. Because when you think that you've watched Dregs and it turns out there's more down there that you realise.
On that actually, which we might talk about off mic in a bit, War of the Worlds has joined the official W-rated ranks. It is number 20 in the IMDb bottom 100.
I mean, we'd thought that, and we'll go into that on the episode, but we were expecting Snow White
to enter
to happen, and there's maybe a bit of controversy around that. But yeah, not to spoil, but I'm really not surprised.
But yeah, no, it went in at a solid 20, and I've just loaded it up. It is nestled beautifully between From Justin to Kelly and Jiggly.
And it's just like, those are like, you know...
They're all-time classic bad movies.
Yes. Yeah. So this kind of gives me the impression that Ice Cube's War of the Worlds will be cemented in the absolute bottom of the rotten fruit bowl. I don't know what kind of analogy I was coming up with there, but
yeah. So we might have to do a slightly extended episode for that one because that
deserves it.
That will be part of our official canon now.
Yeah, I think that we should. I don't know how we're gonna figure. Yeah, I think
we did it for Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah,
a delightful film.
I think what will happen is we will have so much to say that it would end up being a long episode anyway. I think the main thing is just that the long episodes tend to have a bit more structure, so I should prepped for that, but that's fine because I don't need to watch it again. Although that is one of the 3 that I had seen that I wouldn't have minded because it was like classic bottom 100. It wasn't just Razzie like me and you like, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was the worst.
Atrocious.
Atrocious.
Nice.
So those are we covered. We've mentioned 2 now.
Yeah, they're the
Snow
top
White
scorers.
Yeah.
And so then coming in after those with 5 nominations apiece each are Hurry Up Tomorrow, which is a Jenna Ortega and The Weeknd movie, and Star Trek Section 31, which is, I believe, a made-for-streaming spin-off of a current Star Trek TV show that's airing. And I do remember people being angry about it at the time, and I was confused because I'm pretty sure people quite like the show that it's related to. So it's like, how do you get it so wrong if it's the same cast and crew? But I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
We've seen it happen, haven't we, so many times?
And I may reach out to my brother for comment because he is the big Trekkie in my life.
Yes, we need to have the insight of people who are actually involved in that, who are the key audience, right? Because we can only offer what our own subjective opinion is on.
Yeah, but these again have very similar nominations. So they're both up for Worst Picture, Worst Director, and Worst Screenplay. So again, there are heavy hitters. And then Hurry Up Tomorrow is nominated for Worst Actor and Worst Screen Combo, both of which are for The Weeknd. It's a real common theme in this year's Razzies, and I do think we've seen it before in Razzies, that all the screen combo noms are just the same as the actor and actress noms, and it feels a bit lazy, but...
I just feel like there's no point in doing that.
Doing double,
category. Like, why does it...
Yeah.
You know, what does it add?
But anyway, and then Section 31 is nominated Worst Actress and Worst Supporting Actress. The Worst Actress is Michelle Yeoh, an Oscar winner. Honestly surprised she wasn't nominated for her work in Wicked. I am very pro the Wicked movies, but she was wildly miscast.
I've heard that. I have heard that. I didn't...
She bless her, it might not be that she can't sing, but she definitely cannot sing those songs. They are not in her range.
Are you also talking about the second one? Because I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just doesn't work for me in those.
I think we will find quite a pattern, actually, if we were to look back at the Razzies versus Oscars and the amount of Oscar nom and winning actors that because they've set up a caliber, right? And it's so.
And that's it. And when you're selling movies on someone's face, you kind of hope that they're going to be good. Speaking of selling movies on names and faces, bringing up the rear on the multiple nominations, The Electric State from the Russo brothers, Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown. You've seen this one?
I have, yes. Everyone's 2 favourite people from the biggest franchises in the world. Emphasis on favourite being sarcastic.
Hey, I suffered through Cherry. Can it be worse than Cherry? I'll find out when I watch it.
Yeah, the Russo brothers really...
It's fine though, because they're coming back for Doomsday, because that's not going to be an awful cash grab.
But it's like the only film that they do that people like is the Avengers one.
It's because they can only do their TV, they're not movie.
Yeah.
And the best Marvel films, to be honest, have been done by TV directors because they know how to handle ensembles and A plots and B plots better. Whereas most movies realistically have an A plot only. They have small B plots, whereas TV shows have multiple like A, B and C plots going on all over the place.
That is a very astute observation, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing how it translates to our Electric State episode.
Great. That's nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Director, and Worst Screenplay. So people are out for the Russo's blood.
But interesting, and this isn't marred with any kind of inference from what I think about the performances, but given that most of the time if you get those there's usually a performance nommed in there as well, and considering they're like not well loved stars, I'm quite surprised that
I was really surprised too. Yeah, absolutely. The actor, actress and supporting actor and actress noms are actually quite varied this year, which is unusual for me, because I was expecting, and we'll get to it when we actually do our episode on Snow White, but I definitely was expecting noms for Zegler and Godot, and neither of them feature.
Wait, oh my god, yeah, Gal Gadot's not in here. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. So, big mix. So then, we've got some old friends though. in the actors and actresses nominations. So we have Old Pal and regular on Razzies. We've got Sylvester Stallone. He's picked up another nom in Worst Supporting Actor in a film called Alarum, something I've never heard of. That has two nominations. It was as Worst Supporting Actress.
I'm going to put my money down on that. That's by Sabre Films.
Yeah, maybe. I'm expecting it to be some sort of sci-fi action film with incredibly bad CGI.
Yeah.
We also have a dear friend of ours and a returner to both the podcast, the IMDb Bottom 100 and the Razzies, Nicolas Cage. He gets a nomination also for supporting actor in Gunslingers, again a film I've never heard of.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, welcome back.
Lovely to have you back with us.
Can't win them all. Speaking of, do you know who else is back?
Who?
It's Mr. Leto. Jared Leto is back with their worst actor nom for Tron Ares.
Just a shout out for Stephen, who made a very, very good point. For anyone not listening to my partner, he said, "Does anyone like this guy?" And I said, not even just audiences, but like people in the industry. What has he got on these people?
I used to be in love with him.
Oh my god, me too.
Yeah, huge 30 Seconds to Mars fan. He just went weird, and I guess he plays weird. I think the problem is people are still banking on the promise of good. I wonder if he's like big internationally, like in Asia and stuff like that. Like, does he? Because Tron Ares felt like a big Asia hitting film. I don't know. I've not seen any Tron film ever, so I'm
all I can offer is that they do have the Tron ride in Disneyland Shanghai.
Yeah.
So that kind of indicates to me that that's big over there.
Yeah. Any other like names that were? Oh, so we've got Ariana DeBose back again. I think they have nominated her for every film she's ever done, which just feels mean at this point.
She's just not gonna live down that song, I think.
I know.
I feel like everyone sees her, thinks of that, and just cringes and just hates her for it.
And it was one of those films that it was advertised as like 2 Oscar winners and an action rom-com, but it did look trash. So interested to see if it is
they've
trashy.
Obviously tried to build on his work in everything everywhere.
And then just quickly some other films that are nominated. We've got Smurfs, James Corden and Rihanna get a little nod for screen combo.
That is one I'm not looking forward to.
I didn't even know James Corden is in it. The only thing I know about the Smurfs movie is Rihanna as Smurfette.
Yeah, it's another Zendaya's...
They didn't even have a tagline of the movie. The poster was just Smurfette and it said the Smurfs and it said Rihanna as Smurfette, and that's the only information I was ever provided about that movie.
And the fact, I think it's just been overshadowed by the fact that like it's her first new release.
Oh yeah, because she released a song for it, yeah,
in so long, and I heard it and I was like,
it didn't hit.
It did, but jury's out on whether Ice Spice's SpongeBob song is worse. To be fair.
Oh, I hate Ice Spice, so and I hate SpongeBob, so that is a combo I do not want to.
What do you mean?
SpongeBob has paedophile eyes, and he's a creep, and he scares me, and he makes me feel physically unwell. Daisy, this is well documented. I hate SpongeBob.
I mean,
he has pervert eyes. He has pervert eyes.
I can't process he has paedophile eyes.
It makes the way he looks makes me feel physically unwell. Okay. And then don't get me started on Patrick and what's going on there.
Do you know what? I think we're going to need to unpack this another time. I think let's move on swiftly before I shut down trying to process it all.
I didn't realise you didn't. That's well documented for many years. I've always been on the hater train there. What else haven't I noted? So just a quick, we've got In the Lost Lands, which is a Dave Bautista film. We've got Fountain of Youth, which is a Natalie Portman movie. So I'm excited for that because I'm a big Portman fan. Bride Hard, the Rebel Wilson Die Hard bride movie. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to end up enjoying that for the kind of trash it is.
Yeah.
One I do not want to watch, but will for my art, The Strangers Chapter 2.
See, I'm looking forward to getting to watch the horror stuff.
It's a home invasion though, right? The Strangers.
Oh, yeah, you don't like those.
I do not like home invasion.
I don't think you have to watch it.
No, I will. It's one that I'll watch with my partner because he loves horror movies, so he'll be pleased that he can watch something.
Yeah, because there's this, and I don't know if you've mentioned it. Yeah, I'll let you go ahead, but there's a few other horror films on here that I'm curious to watch.
I
anyway,
don't know really. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, you're right. In the remake section.
Yeah.
We've got, what else have I not mentioned? What have I missed out? The Alto Knights appears in worst screen combo for Robert De Niro and Robert De Niro. I think that's just going to be long. That didn't seem to get much hate. It just kind of got pushed aside because I think no one wanted to insult De Niro, but I think it was just a bit of a waste of everyone's time. So we'll see where we get to with that.
But also, I feel like that's the only nomination in that category that actually makes sense. Because half of it is just people trying to make I don't actually know. Is that like an open text thing where people can just add their own I mean, it all has to be, I guess, as in when you write your nominations. But is a chance for them most of the time to just make a joke. This is one of the first years where there's actually one or two that are genuine nominations. That for a screen combo, not just a joke.
Like the Hurry Up Tomorrow nomination is The Weeknd and his colossal ego. It's like, okay, like I get it, but
it's not, that's not a tangible thing, but fine.
And then the last category, worst remake, ripoff, or sequel, we pick up a couple of other horrors. So we've got Five Nights at Freddy's 2, which I'm annoyed about because I was going to ask to go to the press screenings of that for the podcast, and I was like, oh, is that a bit rude to be like, we covered your first one because it was so bad, so can I go because I'm probably going to have to cover your second one? And it got loads of press. It got like a massive push. So it's like, oh, maybe they've really improved it. And then lo and behold, here it is again. And I'm like, oh, I could have gone and got a nice little night out.
I think, we'll have to do some like work on our brand at some point to be like, listen, we're fair people, all right? If you want anyone talking about your film in the light of it being badly slammed, it's us.
And then last one coming up is one that I missed at the cinemas and was annoyed about missing, which is I Know What You Did Last Summer. And I'm a big fan of the first film. I actually never got through the sequel. I still know what you did last summer, but I am quite excited to have a reason to watch that. We missed it at the cinema and then we didn't follow it up because we saw the bad, angry reviews. But so it will be nice to give it a go.
Yeah, that was one that I wanted to watch. I just can't keep up with cinema releases. They're just out so soon.
2025 was the year I saw the least films ever, especially new releases. I think it was a combo of being in a relationship, God forbid a girl is happy, going to 4, if not 5 music festivals across the summer, so I missed a lot of the summer releases. I then got my next door neighbours got cockroaches, which meant that I got cockroaches, so I had to move out of my apartment for 8 weeks, and so I did not have access to my local cinema. So stuff happened. And I think that's why I haven't seen any of the films this year, because I just haven't been watching as much. And then also, having a partner, I have to like think about what he wants. I have to like give him say in what we watch. Though I have, we've moved away from that because he keeps trying to get me to watch really bad horror. I like a bad horror every now and then, but it can't be all you eat. Much like a McDonald's.
Example.
So there's a film that he really wants to watch, which I promised him we'll watch, called Chopping Mall, and it's about it's from the 80s, and it's about like an evil machine that eats people in a shopping mall. And this came because we were trying to watch horror movies at Halloween, and I got a bit worn out. So then I started finding the campy. We watched Frankenhooker and something else, like some real trashy 80s. And so then he really wanted to like delve into that, and I was like, much as how he would love to eat McDonald's every day, and I said no, I also cannot watch trashy horror films every day. But now, whenever I suggest a movie, he ends up rating it at least 4, if not 4.5 or 5 stars. So he has actually agreed that maybe I have good taste.
Maybe he go to the Michelin star restaurants more often and then have the odd McDonald's.
Funny enough, though, I also don't want to go to a Michelin star restaurant. I just want like classic nice food.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I want a mid-range movie and a mid-range meal.
It's so funny because I was listening back to our Razzie stuff from last year, and the same episode, or maybe even the first one that we did that was focused on a film, we do talk about like the parallels between
food.
Bad food. It was about Madam Web actually, because we were saying, I don't know what you expected. You have to go in knowing what you're eating. Yeah. And we use the parallel of food, and so maybe that's our way of processing that's our brand, is that we
Yeah.
just, there's room for everything, but
Process
you've got to
food.
judge it. You've got to judge it based on what you're eating.
Yeah.
What restaurant have you walked into? What have you ordered?
Yeah. That's it. And I think that is why I hate SpongeBob, because I entered that movie theatre wanting a Happy Meal and I got some weird fucked up thing.
Which SpongeBob?
It came out when I was like 13 or 14. It's probably the first cinematic movie. He rode the guy from Baywatch like a surfboard.
Yeah, I actually did a podcast episode on that one, I think, because what my memory's like.
I thought you did the one after that.
I'll have to double check, but
yeah,
with the guys
Dano.
from It's Paul Dano. Okay, yeah. Who knows? Because my memory's shite.
No, because I think I looked at it because I wanted to listen to be a supporter because I love you and I love those guys, but I hate SpongeBob.
You hate SpongeBob so bad.
And then I was like, oh, actually, I don't think that's the one that I saw, so I won't listen.
I will double check. But either way, I think they're very, very similar ilk. It's SpongeBob after all.
Yeah.
Fair. But, so what we've learned today is that you have a incredibly severe dislike of Mr. SquarePants.
Yep.
And I don't remember stuff. So what a great note to end on unless we want to go through anything else.
Just a last little piece of trivia. Thank you, whoever wrote the Wikipedia page. With her Oscar nomination as a producer of the animated film Arco, Natalie Portman this year became the 13th person nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie in the same year.
Ah, good for her.
There you go. Yeah.
That's really interesting. And I wonder how much it correlates between is it the same performance? Is it the same category? Is it,
I think it's just attending both ceremonies.
Yeah.
It does those same brackets.
What are the chances it would be nominated for best and worst, the same thing?
Yeah, it does say citation needed though, so whoever did the Wikipedia didn't do enough work. But then you always have Glenn Close who got nominated in both for the same performance and the same film.
Well, that's what I was going to say. There must be what one was that for?
That was the one that we did. It's the one about fucking JD Vance, Mr. Vice President, ruining our lives.
Can we just take a moment? I was thinking, I thought about this every so often. When we did that episode, when we watched that film, did we ever think that this guy, this fucker, was gonna have such an impact
on the world
in such a negative way? And did we think we would ever find out that he fucked a sofa?
I didn't find that out until right now.
Citation needed. But
yeah, we don't want to get taken off air, but I'll do some Googling after this.
Or
maybe I don't want to Google that.
And now I will never be let in America. But maybe I don't want to be let in America anymore.
Right now I don't. I really want to go back to Disney World Florida one day, but you know what? I've never been to the ones in Asia. Take me to Japan.
Yeah. And also I feel like something like Orlando, it doesn't really count. It's like its own place.
That was when I was living there. A Texan man asked me if I was enjoying my time in America, and I obviously did not convince him with my answer. And he went, Florida's not real America. You need to see the rest of the country. So,
I wonder what the equivalent is for the UK, if there is one.
I think London, really. London is not...
So.
In a very different way.
Not in like a negatively.
And I guess Cornwall as well. But I think London positive. A lot of people wouldn't. I think Cornwall positive as well. Cornwall's like a little idyllic, not real life.
But yeah, I think everyone very much agrees about the Orlando thing, in that it kind of is its own separate entity. Right. Well, I mean, I'm looking forward to diving in again for this year. As I say, the horror films are the ones I'm looking forward to. I'm a bit like, I'm gonna find the action ones a bit of a slog, because action is not my favourite.
I don't even know, I've not looked up any of these films, so I literally know about half of what they're about, so I'm gonna have some real surprises.
One thing I will say is there's this distinct lack of direct-to-video stuff, the real low budget, stuff that we've done before with Megan Fox. There was one with what's his name?
Machine Gun Kelly.
I think,
well, I mean, that's a little bit different because obviously they're quite infamous names.
Yeah.
But I do think you're right. I think we've really moved away from the direct-to-video COVID slop.
Right.
In that, not people aren't going back to the cinema, supposedly, according to the stats, but people have gone back, and people just aren't at home as much anymore. So you've got to remember, like 2020, 2021, even 2022, people were still at home a lot, so they were consuming so much more media, so they were consuming more of everything, and therefore found the slop quicker. Whereas now, people are doing other things or watching AI slop. How soon until we have to watch an AI?
No.
Yeah.
Hey, well, that's it for the kickoff. Remember that we are here. We are on Twitter and Instagram, I think.
And we will be on TikTok, because I'm trying to
yes!
become a TikTok person now.
She's great. She's great.
We will be on
I'm
TikTok.
less on social media, but that's something I haven't told Claire about yet, is that I haven't been on Twitter for like 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm intended to keep it that way.
There's not much left on Twitter. I pretty much only go on Twitter when I'm on the train.
But you know, there are ways to contact us, and we will find it. So we'd still love to hear what your thoughts are. I think the Razzies is something that people are, you know, it's a moment in time. People hear about them. It's a chance, you know, after the end of the year to talk about. A lot of people talk about their best films. A lot of people like to talk about their worst films. Some people think it's in bad faith. So, you know, I think it will be a general conversation that's happening. So if it is, loop us in at us. We'd love to hear what you're thinking, and you know, please refollow us if you let us go.
We're
so
either at W Rated or W Rated Pod, and if we're not at either of those, we're not there.
Yeah, just have a search and find us. I love how we're just not even telling people what we are anymore. It's just like, if you want to find us, we will be there.
Our Twitter exists and our Instagram exists. Our TikTok doesn't exist yet, but hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll have made it.
But I also
and will I make a Blue Sky?
Maybe. Well, you tell us. Are you on Blue Sky?
I'm on Blue Sky, but will the pod be on Blue Sky?
You can do comments on Spotify podcasts now as well.
Yeah, no one's ever left us one. It's very sad.
Well, no, but I didn't know that was even a thing until recently. So it may well be that you'd like to leave a comment there. You know, there's channels to get in touch with us. Do it. Make sure you check back in. If you follow or subscribe whatever the podcast platform, then you'll know when the new ones are coming out. You see, that's what I was getting at. So we'll be here. Join us. We'll see you in the next one.
Nice.